Hi Heather.
Hey Dee, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really looking forward to being here today.
Yay. How's your arm doing or your wrist? Is it
You
your
know,
wrist?
it's my wrist. It's still a little sore, like doing down dog is a little
Yeah.
hard. I think because it's just still stiff. I think,
Well, and it's probably weak after not working for that long.
yeah. I've
So
tried to
that makes
lift
sense.
weights, like
Yeah.
trying to do down dog. It's sore, but it's not painful. So
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to distinguish, like, okay, is this okay? So
Right. Like you don't want to hurt it more, but you do want to like strengthen it. Do
yeah.
you have physical therapy? Do you do that or anything like that?
No,
No?
actually, the doctor told me not. She said, "Oh, I'm not going to have you do physical therapy." And I thought, okay, if you're the doctor, you don't want to do
Yeah, yeah.
therapy.
Yeah. Well, if you want, like my dad had a wrist thing happen, and so he did do physical therapy for his wrist. And what they had him do, I could tell you like just a few things because I
Yeah,
think
yeah, that would
probably
be
help you too. Like one
awesome.
of the things was just like he had a big wad of silly putty, and he was just supposed to like sit there and play with it, like with a fist and like get the strength
Oh,
back. So it's just
yeah,
something you can do while you're watching TV or something, or even working and on a Zoom call.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah, getting the strength, the mobility back. And then
That's a good.
um another thing, and this might be something more intense that you don't want to like bother with, but like if you do get like a really light weight, like a 2 pound weight or something like that, or if you just have something around your house that you could use, like a water bottle even or something like that, tie it to a rope, and then at the top of the rope, like put like a PVC pipe or something of the like, and it hangs from it, and then you just roll it up. It's really
Oh,
hard, but like it gets strength in your wrist really, and like,
that's a
does that
really
make
good
sense? So
idea.
you're
Yeah,
rolling the weights coming up as you roll it.
I love that. Yeah,
So it's
because
like it's rolling around the thing in your hand, and then
yeah.
it's coming up, and then you can do it back down too, and then it works it the other way. So
Oh,
yeah, if you
I
want, like those are just some ideas.
I'm writing that down because the one with the weight, because I have one that's just like a 3 pound, so that would work
Right.
out. And I have PVC
Uh-huh.
pipe, so
Yeah. And like the thing is with yoga, like I do think it's okay to do some, like to build the strength back, but you don't want to overdo like how much weight you're putting just straight on that joint
yeah,
until you get
yeah,
those muscles supporting it a little bit more. So yeah, just be
that's a good
like
point. Yeah,
aware. I mean, which I think you are, like, don't
yeah.
like push it, but like it is gonna feel a little bit weak. And just make sure you're like using your finger strength, like spreading your fingers, pushing into your fingertips.
Oh yeah, especially with down dog. And I've noticed that I really like the spider, like a spider step,
Mm-hmm.
not direct
Yeah.
pain on there. So
Yeah.
that's a good
And
point.
and you can even play with those spider hands. I had this one guy that comes to my classes, and I always see him doing it. Like you can do down dog on your fingertips and just practice, because that even helps just take it more into your shoulders and your core.
That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
idea.
So just
That's a
like
good idea. I could try it
playing
because
around.
then it's not so much pressure on that wrist.
Yeah, yeah. Just like maybe like where you might take a child's pose to get off your wrist, try coming up on your fingertips and see if, or something like
That's a
that.
good idea. That's a good idea. I appreciate that. Okay, I have some
Okay.
things to try. Thank you.
Where are the peeps?
I
Where
don't know. I don't know. It seems like
maybe
yesterday
they
was a holiday, so I don't
yeah,
know.
that's true. And it's advanced today, so maybe they're scared. Just kidding. Do you have anything you want to do in particular? Like a pose you've been like craving or anything like that?
Um, I
Or
always
no?
love balances, like
Balances? Okay.
warrior three, I always really like to do that, or staff, like warrior three and staff.
Maybe okay. What about like eagle? I never
I
did.
love Eagle.
Can we
Yes,
try that today? Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay,
Yes, balancing stuff. Okay, cool.
okay,
I
that
like
sounds
it.
awesome.
All right, Heather. Well, if it's just me and you, then we'll have fun.
Well, I agree. Have a great time.
Okay. All right. Okay. So go ahead and just find a seated position. If you want to sit on a block, you're welcome to. If you want to sit up on anything at all, you're welcome to, or just down on your sit bones. And then take a moment before settling into stillness right away. Just kind of get into your physical body, move around, feel what's going on. Maybe roll your head around, shoulders, stretch your arms around. And then eventually settle into stillness. So find just your Tuesday seated meditation. Tuesday lunchtime seated meditation. So just close your eyes, place your hands. And then start to focus inward, start to feel into not just physical body, although that is something definitely to stay aware of, physical sensations. See if you can even go a little bit deeper, feeling into your own energetic body, feeling into your own emotions, whatever feelings, emotions are flowing through. So is your energetic state more excited, more kind of activated, or is it more grounded, more calm, more relaxed? And there's no judgment, but just observation. Maybe it's right in between, maybe it's a happy medium. Maybe you're not quite sure energetically what's going on, and that's fine too. So just taking a moment to really tune in. This is the kind of thing that we never do, so it is not necessarily comfortable. We have all these impulses to start moving, to start doing. Let those impulses come, let them go, and just choose to stay in this stillness, in this slowness, just noticing what's here. Start to feel into your breath, maybe visualize your breath, connect to it. And let's take 3 big breaths together. So next time you inhale, very intentionally, fill up as big as you can, sit up as tall as you can, take up as much space as you can. Hold, open your mouth, a big sigh, let it go. Ah. Again, just like that, great big huge inhale, fill up. Pause in fullness, extra little sip if you want it. Hold, 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 and when you're ready, open your mouth, let it go. Ah. Last time, huge inhale, fill up. Hold in fullness. Sip in a little bit extra. And then big sigh, open your mouth, release. Ah. All right. Start to drop into Ujjayi breath now. So seal your lips, move your breath in and out through your nose. But it is a deep diaphragmatic breath. And you're constricting the muscles in the back of your throat to regulate the breath, to slow it down, smooth it out. So the inhale is like you're taking a really deep, slow motion gasp. The exhale is like you're fogging up a window with your lips sealed on top of the breath. Yay, we got 2 more. We got Barb and Laura with us now. Awesome, you guys. It's advanced today and we're going to be playing with balance. So I know people have strong feelings about balance. You'll be okay. You can use a wall at home if you want to, if you need to. All right, so connect it to your Ujjayi breath. Keep it going, keep it flowing, slow and steady, and just open your eyes to a soft gaze. Bring your elbows into your ribs or forearms parallel to the ground in front of you. And then palms face down. Start to flip your fingers back and down a few times. Spread your fingers out wide and just move them back like you're flexing your fingers back towards your forearms and then down like you're pointing your fingers down towards the ground. Good. And then hold your fingers back, stay here, and just open and close your fists. So make a fist and then open your fingers wide, open and close, open and close. Keep your elbows squeezing towards your ribs, shoulders down away from your ears. A couple more times, you can speed it up, double time if you want. You should feel some heat building in your forearms. And 3, 2, 1, let it go, shake it out gently. Come forward to hands and knees. And from hands and knees, right away, Spin your fingers out to the sides of your mat. Spread your fingers really wide and push down through your fingertips. Just gently rock side to side. And then from side to side, you can kind of start to rock around in circles. If this feels like enough, stay here. If you want a little bit more, spin your fingers back towards your knees. Make sure they're spreading nice and wide. Same thing, side to side, forward and back around in little circles. Slow, deep breaths. If you are taking circles, reverse them. Take a few in the other direction. They don't have to be big circles, but just kind of transferring the weight around. Eventually, you can let this go whenever you feel complete. Fingers face forward, and just take either a few rounds of cat-cows, or if you'd rather sit back into a child's pose and rest for a moment, sit back into a child's pose. If there's any other intuitive movement from hands and knees that would feel good to you, you are absolutely welcome to go there. Maybe you want to lift up to your fingertips, kind of explore from there. In your next 2 or 3 breaths, my friends, we'll meet back in our downward facing dog. So take your time, but in your next few rounds, find your way back to our first down dog. And since this is our first dog pose, maybe you want to bend your knees a little more than usual or widen your stance a little more than usual. Take a moment to really feel around. So maybe you're feeling around by moving your body, or maybe you're feeling around just by taking your awareness into all the different parts of your body. Maybe you feel a little more stretch in the backs of your legs just by pressing through the big toe mound of both feet, that mound underneath your big toe. Maybe you feel more length in your spine just by bending your knees and lifting your hips higher. So there's lots of little tiny adjustments that can really change the pose. So feel for those, explore those, see what works, see what doesn't work. Take one more big inhale into your down dog. And then as you exhale, look to the top of your space, and however you want to get there, forward fold. Be in your fold, maybe a ragdoll pose, grab opposite elbows. And you can kind of bounce or sway or bob around. And notice, is your breath still there, or have you lost track of it? Can you still hear it flowing through, slow, steady? Soft through your face, your forehead, your jaw. Take one last round. See if you can lean forward more into your toes, lift your butt higher. Next inhalation, find a halfway lift position. So spine nice and long, stick your butt out, reach the top of your head forward. Exhale, fold and release. Do that once more with lots of awareness. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, bow, let it go. This time we're going to take it all the way up to stand. Inhale, rise, arms to the sky. Hands to heart as you exhale. All right, flow with your breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. So hinge at your hips, heart leads, fold in all the way to empty. Bottom of your exhale, find your center. Halfway lift position, inhale. Exhale, bow, fold, empty out. Press into your feet, connect to your center, navel to spine, heart leads all the way up, arms reach. Hands to heart, reconnect, exhale. All right, this time inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, shoulder blades squeeze towards your spine. If you want to make it a little deeper, reach your hands back, maybe even add a baby back bend. So pop up through your chest, press your hips forward, hug in with your inner thighs, one more in breath. Exhale, hands stay clasped, hinge at your hips, dive down into a fold. Let your head be heavy, let your neck relax. Maybe shake it out, yes, no. Open mouth exhales, go for it. I love me a good open mouth sigh. Next time you breathe in, see if you can lift your knuckles just a tiny bit higher or maybe forward. And then exhale, hands to your low back first. And safely release your clasp. Let your arms hang down. Breathe into a halfway lift position and use it to realign. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. You choose, move through vinyasa on your own, or you can go straight back to down dog. So if you want to skip vinyasas, totally fine with me. All right. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Open up your right hip, bend your right knee, reach your right knee out and up. Keep pressing down into both hands, lifting from your center. Hug in with your left inner thigh. So try not to sink into your outer left hip. Take one more in breath. As you exhale, right knee to your nose. So curling around your spine. Stay here, breathe in. See if you can lift higher onto your back tiptoes. Push the ground away. Exhale, step forward. And then from here, we'll rise to a crescent lunge first. All right, so find stability through your legs. Pull your front hip back, back hip forward, hips are nice and square. We're gonna move back and forth from our crescent lunge into an airplane pose. So it looks like this if you wanna watch me first. Inhale, crescent, perhaps a little gaze up, and then exhale, airplane. Arm swing back, back foot launches. Come back and forth through those two poses in your own time and pace. So you can go one breath, one movement, two breaths, one movement, whatever works best. Just stay aware of your breath. Move slowly and intentionally. Try to keep your hips square. So lots of strength in your standing leg, really pushing into your standing foot. Think of a smiley face shape in your body from the top of your head back to your heel as you move into your airplane. We've got about 2-3 more rounds. We're building heat in our right leg. That's what we want to do. You've got this. Come back next time to your crescent lunge and hold. So find your breath. Feel all that sensation in your legs. One more inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Let your back knee come down. If it needs extra cushion, you can always fold over the side of your mat. And then move into a half split. So work your front leg towards straight. I am keeping my back toes curled under as I sit my butt back towards my heel. You could also keep your hips higher. Make sure you're trying to stick your butt out behind you so you're not curling or tucking under. You're sticking your butt out, especially your right butt cheek. And then you're reaching your heart forward. Your right toes are flexed back towards your shin. And then you can work a forward fold if you want. Press into the back of your right heel. And imagine you're trying to drag your right heel back. So not pushing your right heel forward, but energetically pull it back. Take about 2-3 more breaths. Good job, you guys. End of your next exhalation. We'll come back into a low lunge position. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and just step your back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Stick your butt out, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, rise all the way to stand. Arms to the sky, stretch it out. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, inhale, reach up. Stay here. You're gonna root down into your left foot. Lift your right knee up, standing staff. And then from standing staff, we're moving into eagle pose. If you wanna come off your mat or use a wall or anything to help you balance, you're more than welcome to. So right knee on top of left. If you can get that second wrap, toes behind your calf, go for it. If not, I can't get it. So I'm just gonna keep my toes active, my foot flexed. Sit back, weight is in your left heel, squeeze your upper legs together a lot. Take one more inhale. Exhale, eagle arms. Let's go right elbow underneath left. Right under left. So legs are right on top of left, arms are right underneath left. If that's too much, you can always give yourself a big hug instead. Breathe. See if you can gaze right through your arms. Lift your elbows up a little bit away from your chest. Woo! Sit back, slow, steady. This is advanced yoga, you guys. Whatever that means. Let's come back to standing staff. So possibly staying balanced on your left foot. Lift your right knee, reach up. Maybe extend your right leg. Inhale, you got this. Slow motion back to a low lunge. Maybe you hit a warrior 3 on your way there. Woo, take your time. Eventually land in a low lunge. Hands to the inside of left foot here. Walk your left foot out wide. Back knee can stay lifted or come down. I'm going to bring mine down. And then you might start. Sometimes I like to push my fingertips down, lift my heart, let my hips kind of drop down. That feels really good. Maybe that's where you want to stay. Or you can start to let your heart melt. Try not to lean too far over to your right. Encourage weight to your left. If you need to, maybe you give your left leg a straightening out. If it's like burning or Charlie horsing. And then come back into it. So please always take care of yourself if you're having stuff happen where you need to stretch it or move. Totally fine with me, especially when you're at your own house. Do your thing. Big deep breaths. So finding yourself in a comfortable level of discomfort. It's not somewhere you would want to stay forever, but you can be here for a few breaths. You can take deep breaths to settle rather than get more anxious in the pose. Take about 2 more. And then if you're not already up on your hands, come back up to your hands, plant your hands under your shoulders. Start to work your left foot back. So you can come into a modified plank like I'm in right now, or you can come into a full plank, lift your knees off the ground. From here, inhale, little rock forward. Exhale, slowly lower down. Let's take Spider-Man Cobra, hands out wide up on your fingertips, elbows face up, lift your heart. Exhale, take a little twist to your right, left shoulder dips down. Inhale back to center, press through your shoelaces, lift your heart. Exhale, other side. Inhale back to center, press through your fingertips, lift. Release it down, exhale. Press up to tabletop and back to a child's pose. Knees wide or knees together. If you would rather, you can sit in a hero's pose, so kneeling position, seated meditation. If none of those options is a resting pose for you, then find something that feels like a resting pose for you. Breathe. Slow, steady breath. Side out your mouth if you'd like. Especially when it's hot, when we're in this hot season, those big open mouth sighs, so nice. All right, my friends, let's meet back in downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath, fire it up. Inhale your left leg to the sky. And then open up your left hip, heel it open. So left knee is bent. It's like you're trying to shine the front of your left hip out to your left side, up the sky even if you can. Keep your left foot active, keep pressing firmly into both hands. One more inhale. And then exhale, left knee to your nose. Round, hollow out. Stay here, breathe in. Lift your back tippy toes and push the ground away around your spine. Exhale, step forward softly. And then take your time to rise up into your crescent. So find the stability of your legs. your foundation. And then lift your heart, maybe gaze up, find your unique expression in your own upper body. So feeling what's here, breathing into every space inside. Soften your face. One more inhale. And then remember, we're gonna go back and forth. Exhale, airplane, press into front foot, launch off your back foot, lift your heart like a smiley face shape. Back and forth at your own pace. Take it as slow as you want, or maybe you go one breath, one movement. So no faster than one breath, one movement. But I like to go slow a lot of times. There's more to feel when you go slow. My left leg is definitely weaker than my right leg. So it's really interesting to feel into those imbalances. Moving at your own pace back and forth. I don't care if you're going so slow that you only are in airplane pose one time, that's fine. Couple more rounds or a couple more breaths, whatever that means for you. Feel the heat start to build in your left leg. That's what we want. And then we're gonna meet back in a crescent lunge. I'm gonna take one more round. Crescent lunge, find stability in your legs, find your breath. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Back knee down, half splits. So fold over at the side of your mat if you need that extra cushion, or use anything you've got at home. Give your back knee some cushion. Work your front leg towards straight. I'm doing like a half screaming toe pose with my right leg, with my right foot. Hips pretty much just settling on top of my right heel. You could also keep your hips above your right knee. Pull your left butt cheek way back, like you're trying to stick out your left butt cheek. And then reach your heart way forward. Breathe, flex your toes, even your little baby pinky toe. Can you get it to flex? About 3 more deep breaths. All right, friends, come forward to a low lunge. Back knee lifts up. And then just step your back foot forward, forward fold. Whee! Lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, fold, let it go. Press into your feet, lead with your heart all the way up, arms reach. And hands to your heart, exhale. Inhale, high mountain. Bring your weight into your right foot, lift your left knee. I'm just kind of shaking out my leg because my leg is higher, giving it a nice little shake out. So you can do whatever you want to. Eventually flex your left toes, hug in with your inner thighs. One more inhale. Exhale, eagle leg. So left knee on top of right, sit back into an invisible chair. Weight in your right heel. Get that second wrap if you can. If not, just keep your left foot active. Squeeze through your upper legs. One more in breath. Exhale, eagle arms, left elbow under right. So left arm under, left leg over. Wrap your arms together or give yourself a big hug, hands behind your shoulders. If you're in eagle arms, see if you can lift your elbows up and away. See if you can sit lower, weight in your right heel. Breathe, gaze through your arms. Focused and alert, calm and relaxed. One last big deep breath. See if you can stay balanced on your right leg. Standing staff. Left knee lifts. If you want more, extend your left leg. Slow motion back to a low lunge. Maybe hit a warrior 3 on your way there. It's up to you. Woo! And then we'll meet in our low lunge. So your right foot forward, left toes at the back of your mat. Hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out nice and wide. I'm even bringing mine out onto my hardwood floor, past the edge of my mat. Back knee down. And then maybe you press into the ground with your hands, lift your heart gaze forward, let your hips kind of drop down. This feels like enough to me personally. I'm gonna stay here. If you want to take it deeper, you can lower down. Try not to collapse over to your left side. Big deep breath, softening around the pose. So not staying here and getting tighter and more anxious, but settling here, getting more relaxed, get up, softening within the pose, softening around it. Sometimes I have so many things to say. They all want to come out at once. All right, about 2-3 more breaths. And then if you are not already up on your hands, come back up onto your hands. Start to work your right foot back. So coming into a modified plank like I am in right now with my knees down, or you can lift your knees, full plank. Take a moment, find your strength, little rock forward, breathe in. Exhale, slowly lower. Spider-Man Cobra again, up on your fingertips, elbows face up, lift your heart, inhale, twist right, exhale. Inhale, center, heart lifts. Twist left, exhale. Inhale, heart lifts. Release it down as you exhale. And back to a child's pose or hero's pose. Slow, steady breath. All right, friends, downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale your right leg high. Open your right hip, bend your knee, peel your hip open. Perfect place to stay. Option to flip your dog if you would like. Right foot comes down behind you. Lift your right arm and reach forward, heart forward. Lift your hips, feel the strength in your back body. One more full round of breath in your back bend. And then everybody, three-legged down dog, square off your hips, feel the difference, breathe in. Pigeon pose, exhale, right shin to the top of your mat, set your body down gently. So I'm going to give you an option to add a quad stretch in your back leg. If you have no interest in adding it, that's totally fine with me. So first you want to set up the structure. You don't want to just be plopping down into your hips. You're pulling energetically your right hip back. So there's this strength and structure, hugging in towards midline. Reach your left hand back, bend your left knee and grab hold of the top of your foot. And you can either kind of just draw your heel in like this, perfect. That feels good, stay there. There's this little adjustment you can do, it's kind of funky. It looks like this, so I'm gonna spin my fingers forward by pushing my back toes down and then kind of heel towards my butt. So it kind of has to happen like simultaneously. My elbow faces up and then I can kind of face forward a little better. You don't have to do it that way. That is something that's taught, but it's not like you can't get the stretch without it. And then whenever you're ready to let that part go. So once you've got this, you can kind of work it by kicking your foot into your hand, pressing your hand back into your foot. And then once you're ready to let that part go, you can just take your regular pigeon back forward. We're at about 4 or 5 more breaths. And if you're breathing quickly, probably you're going to take 10 breaths to my 5 breaths. So see if you can breathe slow or big or deeper. One last round, fill up as big as you can, send your breath down into your right hip. See if you can sip in extra. And then big open mouth sigh. Lift up through your upper body. We're coming into a seat. So carefully sit over onto your right butt cheek, swing both legs around in front of you. And then just for a moment, give your legs a nice little shake out. And then from here, we're going to take a seated variation of pigeon. Bring your outer right ankle to the top of your left thigh, like so. So figure four with your legs. And then bend your left knee foot on the ground. Start to get your heel a little closer to your butt. And then see if you can lift your heart, roll your shoulders back and down. Get your chest a little closer to your legs. Breathe here. If you want to rock it side to side, keep this shape. Just take it side to side a little bit. Good job, you guys. Now listen. Keep the shape. Walk your left foot out to the left edge of your mat. Let your knees now fall to the right. Gaze left, or maybe even kind of turn your shoulders to the left. Push into the ground with your hands. So it's like a windshield wiper variation. Good job. And then let's come back to center. Walk your left foot back. And then from here, take your right hand to the outer edge of your right foot. And then kind of lean forward. So you're going to be sitting on your left sit bone, and you can just let your left knee bend. See if you can lean to your left just a bit. So you can bring your left hand out, extend your right leg out to the right. Once you've got that, maybe start to sit back. So you're leaning back, pressing your leg forward rather than out to the right so much. So find your balance here. This can be where you stay. If you want more, see if you can do the same thing with left leg. So you can kind of lift your left foot, roll onto your right butt cheek. And as you extend, see if you can lift your heart, press through your heels. This is just for funsies. Be playful. Maybe it's more of a happy baby balanced on your sit bones. This is super hard for me, this kind of work. So again, just be playful, be compassionate. Couple more breaths wherever you're working. Straight legs, bent knees, to all is welcome. When you're ready, you guys, just let it go. Rock down onto your back. Take a few rocks forward and back. And then after a few rocks, you're going to rock up, cross your ankles, bring your hands to the ground in front of you. Either step back or jump back. Move through a vinyasa or skip it. That was a terrible jump back that I just did. Do not try to copy that. And then back to down dog. You guys, I get tired too. And sometimes I do lazy yoga too, okay? Don't always do what I do as I say, not as I do. All right, so back and down dog, walk it out. Find your breath, reconnect, fire it up. Ujjayi. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Peel your hip open, bend your knee, and open it up. Great place to stay, or option to flip. Left foot comes down, left arm forward, heart forward. Lift your hips. Feel the strength in your back body. Last round. Come back into a three-legged down dog. Everybody square off your left hip. Feel that big difference. Breathe in. And then pigeon pose. Breathe out. Left shin forward. Set your body down gently. Only if you want. Moving into that quad stretch for your back leg. So left hip. It's not just sitting on the ground. It's pulling back and lifting up. Then your right knee, reach back, grab your foot, the top, pull it in towards your butt. If you want to adjust that little maneuver, just pushing through the tops of your toes, and then bringing your fingers to face forward, your elbow to face back. Your shoulder is rolling back and down, heel towards your butt cheek, kick foot into hand, and then press hand back into foot. Doesn't have to be like super forceful, but just like gentle energy. And then when that is enough for you, you're like, okay, good enough. That's enough. Love is lost. Let it go and just take your bow. Humble pigeon. A few more breaths. Feel free to sigh out your mouth anytime, last couple of rounds. Send it down into your left hip. Slowly start to lift, and then coming into a seated position, nice and easy. Sit over onto your left butt cheek. Swing your legs around. Take a moment to just give them a shake out. And then continuing to work with our left hip. Outer left ankle, top of right thigh, figure 4, and then right foot to the ground with your knee bent. The foot might stay right here, that's perfectly fine. If you want to take it deeper, make sure your left toes are flexed, and then start to bring your butt closer to your heel. Roll your shoulders back and down, lift your heart up, start to bring your legs closer to your wide open heart. And if you want to move your legs just a little bit back and forth, see how that feels, go for it. Breathe. Keep flexing your left toes and press your left knee forward. And then keep this shape. Just walk your right foot over to the right long edge of your mat. Let your knees fall to the left. You can kind of adjust if needed to scoot your hands closer. So I'm gonna take my knees to the left and then turn my head right, kind of working my shoulders to the right a little bit. So work a twist a little bit as well. Breathe here. And then keep the shape, come back to center, walk your right foot in. Okay, so kind of lean over onto your right side, grab your outer left foot with your left hand, and extend your left leg up. As you extend up, see if you can bring your weight more onto your sit bone so you're starting to find balance. And this might be enough. For me, I would probably stay here if I were doing my own practice. Since I'm teaching, I'll give you further to go if you want. Reach down, grab hold of the outer edge of right foot, and then lift your right foot, start to extend your right leg. So you could bring your legs together. You could take a happy baby variation. The goal is to stay balanced on your sit bones, not rock back onto your tailbone. So if I rock back onto my tailbone, I can be here. But if I come lift up to my sit bones, all of a sudden it's so much harder to hold. So use your core, be playful. When the love is lost, roll back, grab your knees, rock it out, forward and back. And then eventually rock up, cross your ankles, hands to the ground, step or jump back, vinyasa or skip it. One final down dog. So take a moment just to stretch in down dog. And then when you feel good about all that length, all that space, come down into a child's pose. Sit back and rest. Breathe into your low belly, low back. And then rise to hands and knees. From hands and knees, we're going to come into what a lot of people call sleeping swan pose. I think James Hardy calls it drooling toddler pose. So what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna start on our left side just so you can see. So left knee out to the left, and it will probably come off your mat and kind of start to scoot your body back and then just come all the way down to rest. Arms in a cactus position if you want. Or your right arm might be down by your side with your palm facing up. Gaze left or right if that feels better to you. Probably the more therapeutic on the neck would be gazing left. And this is totally optional, only if you want to. You could explore a little bit of heart opener here. So like a little baby cobra or lifting as high as feels right. And working a stretch in the front of your right hip. But do it with lots of awareness, so not just sinking into your low back, not just letting your shoulders hike up towards your ears. And you do not have to, you can just relax, make it way more restorative if you want to. About 3 more breaths. And then listen carefully, lift your heart just a little bit and kind of thread your right arm underneath you. From here, bring your left hand to the top of your right hand and start to reach your left arm up. As you reach up, see if you can let your head relax on the ground and start to reach your left arm back. So you're opening your heart towards the sky. You're in a supine twist. If you want to bring your right hand to the outside of left thigh, go for it. If it feels like too much, bring your left fingertips to your left shoulder. So you're just reaching back with your elbow, not your whole arm. You can also bring a block underneath your left arm to support it. So heart opens, breathe down into your belly. Good work. End of your next exhale. Just like you're rewinding out of all of that. So twist, unthread your arm, take your left leg down next to right leg. And for a moment, just rest on your belly, turn your head to your right, both arms down by your sides. Bring your knees at least hips width distance apart, maybe wider, windshield wiper your shins. Let that go. Adjust your legs so you're back in kind of neutral. And then from this position, bring your arms to cactus and start to slide your right knee up into that sleeping swan or drooling toddler pose. And if you want to explore on this side with some front body openers, cobra variation, feel free. Just do it with lots of awareness, feeling into what's there. Couple more breaths. We're gonna work into our supine twist. So lift your chest just a little bit and take your left arm, kind of reach it underneath you, almost like you were doing thread the needle. You're trapping your arm under your chest. And then right palm to left palm. Start to reach your right arm up and back. Your head should be able to relax down. If it can't, use something underneath it, a pillow or a block. Right arm reaches back. If it feels like it's hovering and it's heavy and it's losing circulation, falling asleep, bend your right elbow, reach your right fingertips to grab your right shoulder, and then your right elbow is what's reaching back rather than your whole entire arm. Gaze up or over your right shoulder. Left hand can come to the outside of your right thigh at any time if you would like. Breathe all the way down into low back, low belly. Soften your face, unclench your jaw. And then this time, instead of rewinding, we're just gonna roll all the way onto our backs. So next breath or two, just go ahead and roll onto your back, and then you'll probably need to kind of scoot your body back onto your mat, just scoot to the side. Hug your knees in towards your belly. And gently rock side to side. Let's give your low back a little massage. If it would feel good, you could give your knees a big squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then from here, find a happy baby pose. So give yourself some time to kind of rock or maybe extend one leg and then the other leg. Both at the same time. After a few breaths in happy baby, choose any inversion. Anything that puts your hips or your legs higher than your heart. Take about 10 breaths there. Since you're at home, feel free to use anything you've got, use a wall. I'm going to try something I have not done before. I'm going to try sharing sound with you for Shavasana, just playing a song for Shavasana. I don't know how it'll go, so we can see. If it's terrible and you want to just leave, that's fine. You want to just sneak out. So after you've taken about 10 breaths, no hurry, in your inversion of choice, start to just finish off your practice with any little stretches, movements, poses that your body's calling for, any counter poses, finishing poses. And then eventually start to transition into your final relaxation, your Shavasana. You might give yourself a great big falling out breath. So anything that helps you just settle in, give in. And I'll play you a little song just to kind of bring in a different energy and soothe you. So as much as you're able to, if you can hear the music semi-well, just really let it take you. Let yourself go with the sounds. Let it resonate inside of you. Shavasana. How much of your life do you spend struggling to be comfortable? You're a little tired, you scramble for coffee. You're a little bored, you open Instagram. You're in a little pain, you grab an Advil. You're feeling something, you drink wine. The quest to be comfortable is itself the source of so much discomfort. Getting comfortable with the uncomfortable is the only path to freedom. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And then slowly just start to wiggle through fingers and toes. And as you're ready, roll to either side. Fetal position just for one last moment. And as you rest on your side, curled in, just acknowledge yourself, acknowledge your body. Acknowledge yourself for doing the hard work of being present, of feeling what's there, slowing down enough to notice. Use the strength of your arms to find your way up to seated meditation. So right back where we started. And just notice if anything feels at all different, if anything has shifted physically, energetically, emotionally. Close your eyes, gather your hands to heart. Bow your head to your heart. Thank you so much for being here on this virtual platform and showing up to practice, letting me guide you. The light in me sees and reflects the light in you. Namaste. All right, friends. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. That was lovely.
Good.
What was the music? That was beautiful.
It was, I think, East Forest. Yeah, East Forest. East Forest is one of my favorite. Yeah, you should like look him up on Spotify or something. He's really good.
East Forest, that was beautiful.
Thanks. Good. I'm glad. I'm like, I'll try that. I had my Spotify open on my computer, so I'm like, maybe I should try playing music in Shavasana.
It worked great. It worked
Okay,
great.
good. Good. Laura and Barb, I'm glad you joined us.
Yes.
Even how they were lonely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clean out a little space in here.
What'd you say?
I said I had to clean out a little space.
Oh.
No judgment. I can't even tell what's going on. So whatever.
Good.
I'm glad you could find the space for your practice.
Thank you.
All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, you guys. See you next
Bye.
week.
Bye.
Okay, bye.